Right, and with a presence in all the 47 counties, we can now authoritatively bring you up to speed on what has been taking shape across the country in the world of news. But first, the highlights. The Judicial Service Commission has denounced Mumias East Member of Parliament Peter Salasia, who stands accused of making death threats against resident magistrate Gladys Kiama. Kenya Union of Clinical Officers issue a 21 days ultimatum to the national and county government to ensure the labor rights of its members are upheld.
There is a plan when the social health insurance comes into place to remove the civil servant scheme, which is usually a comprehensive cover.
The union says it will take unspecified actions within the law if the demands are not met. One middle-aged man has lost his life and another is fighting for his life at Kenyatta National Hospital after drinking alcohol, which is suspected to be unfit for human consumption.
Pombe haramu imeua watu, kuna kijana hajasikwa sahi.
Welcome to the broadcast. My name is Moige William and this is TV47 News Now. Starting off, the Judicial Service Commission, that is JSC, has strongly condemned Mumias East Member of Parliament Peter Salasia, who is facing accusation of issuing death threats to resident magistrate Gladys Kiama. Under the leadership of Chief Justice Martha Koome, the JSC has initiated investigation by deploying a team to look into the allegations. The Commission has also reaffirmed its commitment to ensuring the protection and preservation of the independence of the judiciary, assuring all judges, judicial officers, and staff of their dedication to this cause. Meanwhile, the Law Society of Kenya, that is LSK, has urged the Directorate of Criminal Investigation, DCI, to conduct a thorough investigation into Salasia's actions. In a statement dated November 28, the LSK emphasized the need for the immediate arrest of the MP if the investigations substantiate the serious allegation leveled against him. The LSK stressed the critical importance of ensuring the safety of judicial officers, highlighting its significance in upholding the integrity of the judiciary and creating a conducive working environment for its members. All right. And away from that, junior secondary school teachers from Nandi County today have demonstrated asking the Teachers Service Commission to recruit teachers who, despite providing some form of training since CBC started, they have not gotten permanent employment. Speaking in Kapsabet town, the teachers explained that the problems they experience at work are many and now want the Teachers Service Commission to discard the contract form of employment and employ the teachers on a permanent system. The teachers have also said that many junior secondary schools lack teaching equipment despite the CBC curriculum needing laboratories and important equipment for exercises.
Yes, as teachers must be confirmed, and we are saying no to this tribulation. We are saying no to this oppression by the government. Just as in turn, teachers must be confirmed.
No renewal of this contract. No renewal. We are tired. Let me just tell the government of Kenya that we came to teach in JSS, not because we lack jobs. We were in other places where we were paid well. We were paid 30,000, but we tried to sacrifice ourselves. But now we are paid 17,000. Are we sufferers? What is this government doing for us? We must be confirmed when it comes to 31st December.
We are saying an intern teacher is now a tired teacher. The internship program clearly stipulates that it is an 11-month non-renewable contract.
We have a problem with resources. For example, the subjects like pre-technical, home science, integrated science, all these subjects, computer, all these subjects require practicals. Most part of CBC is practicals, but we really do not have the resources. So somehow we are really just teaching the theory and now the practicals are not there. So we are asking the government to please consider either moving, domiciling junior school to senior school, or providing resources, enough resources so that we are able to help these children.
Kupets power! Power! Kupets power!
Power!
All right, still keeping tabs on matters education, the University of Embu has signed a memorandum of understanding that is on behalf of all Kenyan universities and the Estonian Center of International Development, dubbed Strengthening Teacher Education in Kenya, aimed at preparing universities to fit in the education reforms and the competency-based education. A speech read on her behalf by Senior Assistant Director of Education, Dr. Charles Obiero. The Principal Secretary, State Department for Higher Education and Research, Dr. Beatrice Yangala, noted that the signing of the partnership marks an important milestone in the country's journey of transforming the university education landscape. Regional head for SDEV, that is Catherine Winters, said the purpose of the partnership is to work together on building teacher professionalism in Kenya and equip teachers with know-how, including digital competencies, to be able to better deliver the CBC curriculum.
Estonia Development Center, who are going to be assisting us in developing teacher education program to ensure that we comply with the curriculum-based competence education, CBE. That's what we are calling it. And therefore, we are here and we are doing this not on behalf of University of Embu only, but actually all the universities in Kenya that teach education.
So the purpose of this agreement with the University of Embu is to work together on building teacher professionalism in Kenya and to equip the teachers with the know-how and competencies, including digital competencies, to be able to better deliver the CBC curriculum.
And I'm very proud because this is the first time we have a joint venture, whether you are in public or private. And so we have been journeying in responding to teacher education from 2019, when we began this forum to deliberate and respond to the reforms.
The reason why we are very supportive of this particular initiative is, as you know, there has been reforms in higher education, actually in education in Kenya, and the move from the old system into the competence-based education.
All right, now let us switch gears to matters health, whereby the Kenya Union of Clinical Officers are now demanding that the Ministry of Health expedite promotions for all qualified clinical officers and those who have been stagnated. Led by KUCO, that is KUCO Chairperson Peterson Wachira, the union also wants the Ministry of Health and the Council of Governors to resume the collective bargaining agreement negotiations within the next 21 days, failure to which they will take action. They say the officers have been neglected, thus laxity on their part.
We have workers who have worked for this government for over 30 years. They are at the verge of retiring from service, and that worker has only been promoted once for more than 30 years.
Promotions and redesignations, considering their years of stagnation, within the next 21 days. That the Ministry of Health and the Council of Governors resume the collective bargaining agreement negotiation within the next 21 days with the intention of finalizing within the next 90 days.
All right, now to Isiolo, whereby police are hunting down cattle rustlers who Tuesday night raided Awacho village in Biliko location, Merti sub-county, and shot dead 2 people before walking away with 100 camels. County Police Commander Hassan Barua said the criminals were cornered within Simpaya Hills, forcing them to flee and leave the camels behind, adding that a manhunt for the criminals was underway. Another person who was injured during the around 11 p.m. incident is nursing gunshot wounds at a local hospital.
Usiku wa kuamkia leo kama saa 5 area ya Merti sub-county, Biliko location, Awacho village. Iko waizi wa mifugo walivamia kijiji kimoja hapo Awacho na wakaua watu 2 na wakaumiza mmoja. Alafu pia wameiba ngamia ambaye namba yake bado mpaka sasa hatujapata. Tulipopata ripoti mara moja, tumetoa askari wetu ambao tuko nao, na mara moja wamekimbia huko. By saa 12 asubuhi walikuwa wamefika huko na wakaonyeshwa ile njia wale majambazi walikuwa wamefuata, na wakawafuata mpaka mahali kwa milima, mahali naitwa Shimpire Hills, ambapo hapo ndio walipambana, na uzuri wale majambazi wameshindwa nguvu na wakaachilia hizo ngamia.
All right, away from that, as the floods continue to wreak havoc across the country, Kenyans of goodwill have been asked to come forward to give immediate help to those affected by the floods to promote unity and stability. Speaking after an awarding ceremony held here in Nairobi, various leaders have called on, or rather have urged, Kenyans to live in peace and religious harmony following freedom of worship. Similarly, Chief Kadi Adman Abdullahim asked the government to reduce the cost of owning marriage certificates, owning marriage certificates among married couples to encourage the youth to get married.
Kuna mafuriko yashazuka, yashapatikana, watu wana shida, watu hawana chakula, watu wana taabu. Kwa ajili hiyo sote tulikuja hapa tuliyepewa shahada na ambao kwamba tumehudhuria kushangilia, tuelewe kwamba ndani ya mji wetu tuna wajibu kuwatizama ndugu zetu.
Tunaungana katika interfaith kufanya kazi hii, kwa sababu bila kufanya mambo ya interfaith hatuwezi kusonga mbele. Serikali yetu ya Kenya iko na Uislamu, iko na Wakristo, kwa hivyo tufanye kazi ya interfaith pamoja. Na tunashukuru pia Peace League Africa kwa sababu pia wanapigania sana interfaith katika nchi yetu, na Mungu atubariki sana. Na vile tuombee ndugu zetu wa Palestine ili Allah awalete amani katika nchi kama ile.
Waislamu wamelalama kama Chief Kadhi, wanahofia juu ya gharama ya marriage certificates katika sehemu nyingi tunazoenda na tulalamikia. Kwa hivyo hii ni huduma ya kiserikali ambayo ni hati muhimu ambayo inahitajika kwa kila Mkenya kuwa nayo. Inahitajika kutambulika kwamba hali ya uchumi ni kubwa, tukiongezea mzigo zaidi italeta shida kabisa.
All right, there you have it. Also, despite health stakeholders emphasizing that the coronavirus is still with us, precautionary measures against the virus continue to be ignored across the country, with Kenyans returning to normalcy while the number of those coming forward to receive the vaccine or get tested dwindles completely. For instance, in Vihiga County, since June this year, no one has been recorded coming forward for testing, and only a few have received the vaccine against the dangerous virus. Statistics in the county, which has a population of 590,000 residents, indicate that only 287,000 people have been vaccinated against the virus. The situation has prompted the health department in Vihiga County to launch a campaign to sensitize residents about the importance of receiving the vaccine and to encourage locals to come forward for testing.
Watu wanaoenda kupata chanjo nambari zinapunguka na watu watilie manani. So ndio maana tunataka turudishe, ndio watu waendelee kutilia manani kwenda hii chanjo, ndio hata kwenda hapo mbeleni tusipatwe na shida kama hiyo. So ndio tumetoka katika ile phase inaitwa the pandemic phase, lakini sasa tunataka kuzuia kurudi huko. Hatutaki kurudi huko.
Tangia mwezi wa Juni, wakazi wa nchi ya Kenya wamekuwa hawajitokezi katika idadi inayostahili ili kupokea chanjo dhidi ya virusi vya corona, na tunafahamu fika kwamba gonjwa la corona lingalipo, ndiposa nchi mzima ya Kenya wanahamasisha kila mkaaji, kila mwana Kenya kwamba aweze kujitokeza ili tuweze kuanzisha upya kampeni hii dhidi ya gonjwa la corona.
Na tukikumbuka kwamba wakati watu kulikuwa na shida ya COVID-19 wakati wa 2020-2021, watu wengi ambao waliweza kupata kukufa kutokana na ugonjwa wa COVID walikuwa wagonjwa waliokuwa na magonjwa mengine katika mwili. So ndiposa tunahimiza watu wote ambao wako na ugonjwa yote, pre-existing diseases in their bodies, wajitokeze kwa wingi kwa sababu hii chanjo inaweza saidia kuzuia athari za ugonjwa wa COVID-19.
Moving on, people evicted from the Masai Mara forest are calling on the government to allow them to tender to their crops and harvest the crops that they had already planted. The residents, led by Pastor Samuel Sankok, said they had taken advantage of the cheap fertilizer to plant maize, potatoes, beans and vegetables in their farm. But unfortunately, they were evicted before they could harvest their crops. Pastor Sankok called on the elected leaders to tour the area and see their struggles so that they can offer a helping hand. Another resident, Pastor Paul Kiserian, called on the state to allow them graze their livestock in the forest land, saying they have nowhere to graze their animals. Pastor Kiserian maintained that they had not crossed the forest border, saying that the land that they were evicted from has been their home since time immemorial.
Na sio kwa upendo wetu. Tuko hapa kwa sababu ya kutolewa kwa mashamba yetu ambaye tulikuwa tunaishi, tulikuwa tunalima, vyakula imejaa huko kwa mashamba, na tuko na shida kubwa kwa sababu tumekuwa watu wa kufanya kazi yao ambaye hatukuwa tunatarajia chakula ya kupewa msaada. Sisi tumekuwa wakulima, tunalima, tunajaribu kwa sababu rais wetu alikuwa amesema tukuse chakula kwa wingi na ameteremsha fertilizer. Na hiyo chakula kwa wingi tumepanda. Na tukiwa tumepanda imefika wakati ambaye tunaambiwa tusipige madawa, tusitoe kwa mashamba. Wakati unataka kutoa lazima kuna sesu na kadha ndio utapeana ndio uende kutoa chakula yako. Tunaomba serikali atuhurumie kwa sababu tuko na shida hapa, tuko na watoto wako na njaa na tuko na chakula yetu kwa mashamba. Tunaomba tupewe
tukiambiwa ya kwamba saa hizi tutoe ng'ombe, sisi ni tofauti na forest zingine. Forest yetu ya Mao, gazete hizi zingine zote sisi tuko tofauti. Tuko tofauti sana kwa sababu ni chama tumenyang'anywa pande hii ya Masai Mao Forest na hakuna mahali tutapeleka ng'ombe kwa sababu mahali tunaishi ni eka moja kama makambi na hakuna mahali tutapeleka ng'ombe.
All right, and with that, a story from Narok County, rather the Mau Forest, time for a short commercial break. But do keep it TV 47, more news on the other side of the break.
School's out and the holidays here. You've been waiting for this time of year. Homework? Test? Bye-bye. See you next year. Now, it's time to enjoy your holiday and catch new episodes of Kids on the Block, Saturdays at 9 a.m.
Wanasema wasemao kuwa elimu ni bahari haiishi kwa kuchotwa. Wakati mwingi natangamana na wanafunzi madarasani, sio kama mwalimu bali kama nahodha kwenye kipindi cha tasnia ya elimu. Na iwapo utanikosa madarasani, basi utanipata nyanjani nikisaka habari zenye usawa, ufasaha na ukweli. Na iwapo utanikosa nyanjani, bila shaka utanipata studioni hapa nikisoma habari na kuendesha mijadala mikomavu. Mimi ni Andrin Kilemi, mpenzi wa lugha ya Kiswahili na elimu kwa jumla.
They say money makes the world go round. So let's slow things down a bit. Put things in perspective. From the markets to the streets to the stocks, we make the complex comprehensible. Join me, Hibak Said, on TV 47 Business News for market insights like never before.
What's making the headlines?
All right, welcome back and thank you for keeping it TV 47. Now, to more news, Embu Governor Cecily Mbarire has ordered her government's enforcement officers to be courteous when dealing with the members of the public. The governor said that she does not want to hear cases of officers mistreating members of the public as they carry out their duty of maintaining order and ensuring the county collects its due revenue. Governor Mbarire said they will be counting on the officers' services in the bid to realize the county's 1 billion revenue target and reminded the county's citizens that the county's revenue collection has gone completely paperless, hence they should only pay by M-Pesa. She added that indiscipline and especially drunkenness will not be allowed.
Ukideal na mwananchi, treat them with respect. Matusi haitakubalika. You can tell somebody to do the right thing. Unaweza caution mtu lakini tumia lugha ambayo ni respectful. Kwa hivyo hatutaki kusikia umeenda kupigana na mtu, hatutaki kusikia umetusi mtu. Just do the right thing. Hii mwaka lazima tufike 1 billion Kenya shillings. Hiyo itafanyika mkifanya kazi mzuri. Ukipatikana unachukua hongo, ukipatikana unasupport watu wale wanaharibu mambo yetu, utaenda nyumbani. Na nasema hivi, wazazi wenu wakiwa hapa, wale wamefika, ndio msikuje kunitafuta wakati umeshikwa. This is discipline force. Hatutakubali any form of corruption from yourselves.
All right, that is Governor Cecily Mbarire reading the Riot Act to county askaris. Now let us shift gears, whereby following escalating global issue of electronic waste, that is e-waste, that has also impacted to climate change, citizens have been urged to be more careful on how they use the electronic devices in an effort to mitigate disease caused by e-waste. Speaking here in Nairobi during the 3rd Africa, that is International E-Waste Conference, NEMA Director of Compliance, Dr. Ayub Macharia, said the electronic producers will now be held responsible for pollution, which will have serious consequences.
We find the name of a company on an e-waste item in the rivers, definitely that person will be issued with an improvement notice to be required to remove that item from our rivers within the shortest time possible, failure to which they can be prosecuted for polluting our environment.
E-waste, of course, contributes to negative effects of climate change. As you know, e-waste has a lot of hazardous materials. So your material, when they go to the environment, they will cause negative impacts. There will be emission of greenhouse gases. There will be emission of CO2. Of course, that affects how our climate evolves. So when you manage e-waste safely, you also mitigate the negative effects of climate change. Tukifanya kiolela-olela, namaanisha pia climate itazidi kuharibika, because you know climate is connected to the environment and also circular economy. That's why we are saying, apart from recycling, you can also reuse, refurbish, just to ensure that also the materials are in circulation more, just before going to the final step, which is recycling.
Africa is at the bottom of this grade. We are recycling less than 5%. Sometimes in East Africa, less than 1% of our e-waste. And we're saying government needs to do more to support the private sector. Government needs to do its best to deliberately nurse this sprouting sector. E-waste is the fastest growing form of waste in the whole world. This should pose a big challenge to any government.
So circular economy principles means when we get waste, we start to think, is it possible for this thing to be repaired? Can we remanufacture something from it? Can it be reused? Can it be
Right, and now to the world of sport. Starting off, Extreme Sports Limited, in conjunction with the FKF Nyamira branch have announced the launch of the inaugural Nyamira Super 8 football tournament set to be played in December. As part of its 20-year anniversary celebrations, Super 8 football tournament will be played in the county of Nyamira for 3 weeks, starting the 3rd of December to the 24th of December. A total of 32 clubs from across the county are expected to participate in the competition. The Super 8, founded by Hussein Mohammed, called upon county governments to invest in grassroots sporting facilities in the country, that is to realize significant gains in the sector.
We are glad that FKF Nyamira branch has agreed to partner with Extreme Sports. Our history is very, very clear in terms of football management and development, nurturing and developing talent at the grassroots level. And as you all know, Super 8 League, we are the champions of grassroots football. So partnering with the FKF Nyamira branch is a milestone, and we are really looking forward to coming to Nyamira to see what is going to happen.
I want to welcome you all to Nyamira from 3rd to 24th. 24th is the big day when the extravaganza shall be going down, shall be having the finals.